Hello, and thank you for visiting us at SmartEdPad.com. The SmartEdPad was created to help meet the needs of children on the spectrum and those with special needs, as well as the parents, teachers, and therapists that support them. To meet the challenges of today's students, as well as provide a flexible structure for schools, administrators, and staff, the SmartEdPad had to do the following. First, it had to integrate technology that is consistent with the school's curriculum and long-term goals. Second, the content of that curriculum must include rigor, repetition, and be engaging. Third, the content also must be broad and flexible in its approach. Fourth, most importantly, this process and solutions must be manageable, customizable, and scalable. Let's take a look at the first level of SmartEdPad's platform. Currently, we're in the default view of this pad. There are 7 pages of applications covering 22 categories with over 100 pre-selected applications as a base foundation for learners and teachers. However, you're not limited or restricted solely to the pre-selected applications given you as part of our bundle package or SmartEdPad. Our flexible platform allows you to add your own previously purchased apps that are Android-based, or you can go to the Google Play Store for future purchases. The Google Play Store is located and comes standard under System Applications. The System Apps category is the manufacturer settings that include email, camera, and video function, calculator, Polaris Office, internet connectivity, as well as YouTube and many other useful connections. As you download your applications via the Play Store, they will initially start in our user apps. The next level of our platform is located under SmartEdPad Settings. The SmartEdPad Settings is where you would download applications, manage the views of applications, search applications, update any applications that need to be updated, as well as change and create passwords. You can also change the icon size, the themes, and background. Let's take a look at level 2 of the SmartEdPad's platform. To go there, we'll need a secure ID. To start, we'll need to go to SmartEdPad Settings in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Once there, after we input our password, we'll start under Manage Apps on the far left-hand corner. You'll note to the right of My Apps is Download Apps, Update My Apps, Delete Apps, Search Apps, and then Remind Me Apps. Download Apps is just as it says. Any applications that we would have sent to you prior to your going there, this will be your opportunity to download those applications to your SmartEdPad device. For now, let's go ahead and select My Apps. Once there, you'll see 3 key categories. You'll see Installed Apps with the check mark on your far left-hand side. You see the application's name in the middle. And lastly, you'll see the category of the application by which it's been filtered. As you scroll down, you'll see all of the applications that rest in your default view. At any time that you wish to review an application prior to assigning it to a student, this is the way that you would do it. For example, you can select AlphaTots by clicking on it, and once there, it will give you, from the top right-hand corner, the category that the app is available in. That is the first filter. It also gives you a definition or description of the application. And then it gives you 2 additional filters. The age of the student, as well as the category that this application has been vetted by our professionals, SLPs, OTs. For example, this application was filtered for 2 age groups, 0 to 5 and 6 to 10. The categories that it fell under were pre-academics, recreation and leisure, and expressive and receptive language. At any time, if I wish to add to these selections, I can do that simply by selecting the box, and it will change and allow me to add any of the unmarked or unchecked boxes to this particular category for this student. That would be for future. In the future, if you wish to do so, you may. For now, let's go back. Now that we understand how to use Manage Apps, let's go back to our Manage Apps screen, and then we'll go back to the home screen. Please note that we're still currently in the default view, the view created for teachers, administrators, and parents. We have yet to enter the students view. That will come up next. To go there, we'll need to select Manage Views under SmartEdPad Settings. There are two places we can go. We can do that in the top right-hand corner or under SmartEdPad Settings next to User Apps. For now, we'll go to Manage View on the screen. Password is needed. Once there, we are now still in the default view, but looking at it from the back end. This is how the applications and the SmartEdPad settings is customized. Students are not able to see this portion of the SmartEdPad. This is strictly a management feature and password protected. To use this application and to apply it to a specific student, you first must turn off the filters and create a new view. Let's do so. Now that the filters are turned off, now instead of trying to recall the name of an application, we simply turn on the filters for the needs of that student. For example, let's just say Bobby is between 6 and 10 years old, and he or she may require a verbal communication device. You may want them to work on their social skills, perhaps as well as expressive and receptive language. Once you've made these selections for the filters that you wish to find applications based on these needs, this age group, and these categories, for Bobby, you select Customize Apps in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. This gives you an opportunity to revisit the applications prior to assigning them to a student. You'll note that all of the applications that have a green check mark on the far left-hand side will be applications that are intended to be assigned to a student. At any time that you wish to make these fewer applications, perhaps these are far too many for any student, you can disable some of them by simply selecting the checkbox on the far left-hand side and removing the check. Once doing so, you select Save, and once saved, now you're going to save it as a new view. To save it as a new view for a student, you first must give it a name. You can also add a description. Once selected, it will give you or generate a reference number. This is how you share this application and this view with other teachers as a way of collaborating with your peers, so that he or she, when they're using their SmartEdPads with Bobby in their class, they can pull up the view you would have created for Bobby, and Bobby can continue to work on the applications assigned to them. By selecting Yes, I'm changing the default view to Bobby's view. Once completed, Bobby then can give the tablet back to the teacher. Earlier, there were 7 pages of applications. At any time, I could have made this page and customize it further by deselecting or disabling more of the applications, so that when Bobby gets their pad, they have fewer things to work on and fewer distractions. Please note that this page And this view is completely customizable. At any time, I could go back into this view and make it fewer. For example, by selecting the SmartEdPad settings in the top right-hand corner and entering the password, and going to Manage Views, on the far left-hand side, you'll notice that we're in Bobby's view. Once there, I can go back to Customize Apps. I can remove more of the applications. Select Save and Save Changes and use it as a current view. And now we've gone from 3 pages of applications for Bobby to 2. This is how you can customize the SmartEdPad specifically to the needs of any student. Next, we'll look at the third level of our platform, and that is our communication device and our data tracking tool. I'd like to show you a few key features regarding our verbal communication device called Avaz. Avaz in Hindi means voice. Let's select it here from our default view. As it populates and loads, I'm going to first activate a special settings inside of Avaz. This particular application is available for both iOS and Android. The cost for this application is the same for both, $99. However, on an iOS, this particular feature of the setting isn't available. So notice you have ways to communicate. Before we do any of that, I'm first going to go to Settings in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And I'm going to enable Avaz Bubble where it has a check mark in that box. Once checked, I'll hit the arrow in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen that helps us to go backwards. Then I'll go to the home page. Once on the home page, you'll note in the top left-hand corner, the Avaz bubble has been activated. It can be moved to any place on the page, irregardless of the application that's opened. This feature, this communication device, is available for that student. Let's take a look and see how it works. So you have Avaz in the top right-hand corner, and let's select an application. Let's say, What Questions? Under Language. While the application loads, he or she can activate the bubble during the loading of the application, or while the application is currently running, or at the end, and not lose his or her place throughout the application. Allow me to illustrate. We'll select Start. We'll add a player. We will add a photo. We can give John a last name if we want. Move forward. This would have been pre-selected and set up for John previously to getting here, but now we can select John. Now we're ready to play. Now, these are what questions. So we'll go to the first set of what questions. We'll say shuffle cards. Select OK.
What would you do if you fell down while skating?
John gets here and John is confused and he has a question. The Avaz bubble is available and it can be moved to any place on his screen so that it's convenient for him to communicate with his teacher, therapist, or administrator, or his parent or sibling for that matter. By selecting the bubble in the bottom right-hand corner, it takes him directly to a vase.
Core words. Name.
John can communicate using the tiles.
Meet. Keyboard.
He or she can turn on the keyboard.
Please help me.
You can add as many words or messages as you wish. Currently, a vase has over 5,000 words and pictures, but you can upload your own and create your own as well.
Pictures.
And going back, we can hit the back button once, and then it takes us back to the application just as we left off. So John does not need to close out this program in order to access another. He or she can continue working within the same application on the same page just as it was when they left. He or she may wish to go to the restroom. This page will be available for them after they've communicated their message to you. What do you think? Useful feature? I'd like to take you finally to our last feature of the SmartEdPad, and that is our data tracking tool. That tool is found under SPEDPAK, and it is called the SPED app. By selecting it, it takes you to a URL. This particular option, this data tracking tool, is available from any device. That device can be any smart tablet that has internet connection. You'll need a username and password. Both are created for you when you get your new SmartEdPad. So first, let's take a look at Allerton Elementary School. Notice on the left-hand column, that is all of the schools and districts that you want to manage from this view as a teacher, administrator, or school superintendent for that matter, or even a parent. Allerton Elementary School, from this view, you're able to see the student data, the goals to manage your goal sheets, your IEPs, your lesson plans, and your calendars, your quick log. Your calendar will allow you to manage all of the sessions that you have currently for that day, that region, that site, as well as your quick log. Your quick logs allow you to enter data very quickly, and it allows you to edit that data from the moment that you save it, or even prior. Same holds true for the detail log. If I go back up once to goals, you're able to set dates, start date and ending dates. You're able to set parameters around those goals as well as accuracy levels for that student. Lesson plans allows you to create a customized lesson plan for a student. You can also fix applications from your default view toward that lesson plan for that student to give you better features to help measure the success of that lesson plan against the student's goals. Finally, there's a reports tab at the bottom corner, the bottom line, and the reports tab allow you to generate reports based on the success of that student. You can create customized graphs over a long term or short term. You can also set up your holidays so that your calendar and both your calendar and your holiday setup both sync, as well as your site schedule. So this concludes what's available under our SPED app and our data tracking tool. All such documents that are created, be that lesson plans, goal sheets, or data tracking tools such as quick logs, detail logs, calendar, all can be printed or saved or emailed to a device of your choice. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation regarding the SMED application. If you have any questions, please give us a call.